Want to bring up to date. I just got off the phone with with President CCV. When we took off, my goal was multifold, but basically to get humanitarian aid into Gaza and get as many Americans out who wanted to get out could get out as possible. And so we got a commitment, as you know, from the Israelis, including their unanimous vote of their war cabinet and the prime minister. And the second thing was that I wanted to make sure there was a vehicle, a mechanism that this could happen quickly. And so I've been on the phone for the last, I don't know, we've been on the ground a while. That's why we haven't taken off
About an hour.
with LCC. I don't think I was on that long. It was about probably half an hour. And both my team here was with me, and he agreed that what he would do is open the gate on um, to do two things. One, let up to 20 trucks through to begin with. Uh, Satterfield, my ambassador, is down there not down there, in Cairo now. He's going to coordinate this. He has my authority to do what is needed to get it done. They're going to patch the road. They have to fill in potholes to get these trucks through. And that's going to occur. They expect it'll take about 8 hours tomorrow. So there may be nothing rolling through until what's today? Let's check it. Today is Thursday, Wednesday, probably until Friday.
And that's the Rafah crossing you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay, so Cece agreed to open that up?
yes, for this purpose. For this purpose, not to allow a lot of people out, but to open it up for this purpose.
For humanitarian assistance.
And humanitarian for the trucks to be able to get through.
And is that
20
just,
Well, you guys are such a pain in the neck.
Sorry, sir.
But here's the deal. Up to 20 trucks. This has been a very blunt negotiation I've had. And so want to get as many of the trucks out as possible. There's, I guess, 150 or something there. Not all of them will go. The first tranche, if there's a second tranche, see how it goes. The commitment is if, in fact, they cross the border, the UN is going to be on the other side distributing it to offloading it and then distributing it, which is going to take a little time to set up probably. But the point being that um, if if Hamas confiscates it or doesn't let it get through or just confiscates it, then it's going to end because we're not going to be sending any humanitarian aid to Hamas if they're going to come be confiscated. That's the commitment that I've made. And so the bottom line is that El-Sisi deserves some real credit because he was very accommodating. And quite frankly, as everyone I've spoken to thus far since this trip began. And but the admiral is going to stick here, and the other team answering the real hard questions. I'm going to tail out of here before they start asking about the house.
Were you disappointed that you had to cancel the stop and share?
No, I'm disappointed. Look, I came to get something done. I got it done. Wasn't able to make it into Israel, I got it done. I get it done. This is, as you guys know, this was choose my words. Not many people thought get this done, and not many people want to be associated with failure. And there was, quite frankly, a lengthy, an hour or more discussion about whether to go. Because had we gone and this failed, then, the United States failed, Biden's presidency fails, et cetera, which would be a legitimate criticism. And right now, I have a very good relationship with the Jordanian king. It's close. I know him well. And I also have spent time on the telephone in the past with the Palestinian Authority leadership, but they're all in a tough spot. No, just over the last 5 years, 10 years. But we're putting all of them in a tough situation if we didn't get this done. And so it had to be, in my view, we either took all the blame or not to put anybody else on the spot, but put in the spot, or get it done. And I thought it was worth taking the chance to get it done.
So Tony, but CC for quite a long time to work this out. Was he reluctant to do
He
this?
was completely cooperative.
Okay.
I've had a decent relationship with him. He's got his own problems on other issues. He's got his entire border. There's wars going on every side of this country. So he was. I've known him a while. He was, fair to say, very cooperative. I mean, there was no. I thought I'd have to spend more time trying to convince him on the timing, but he just stepped up, and as did Bibi, and I was, they probably told you, I was very blunt with the Israelis, because look, Israel has been badly victimized, but the truth is that if they have an opportunity to relieve suffering of people who have nowhere to go, they're going to be, it's what they should do. And if they don't, they'll be held accountable in ways that may be unfair, but that's what we should. And my point to everyone is, look, if you have an opportunity to alleviate the pain, you should do it, period. And if you don't, you're going to lose credibility worldwide. And I think everyone understands that.
What about getting people out? Guys, we got people evacuate.
The answer is we're going to get people out, but I'm not going to go into any detail with you now.
All right, we got to wrap up, guys. We got to wrap it up.
More about the we're very blunt with the Israelis on the need to get humanitarian aid to Gaza, or what exactly?
On everything.
So,
No, I was very blunt about the need to support getting humanitarian aid to Gaza. Get it to Gaza and do it quickly.
All right.
And that,
Any more to the hospital, sort of?
May I?
don't.
May I ask you about? There's a report in the Times of Israel that says Biden officials have indicated to Israel in recent days that if Hezbollah initiates a war against Israel, the U.S. military will join the IDF in fighting the terrorist group.
Not true.
Not true.
That was never said.
I think there's a lesser chance now that Israel won't go in and into Gaza, and that can be averted.
We had a long talk about that and what alternatives there are. Our military is talking with their military about what the alternatives are, but I'm not going to do that either.
Did you find BB receptive to the humanitarian argument you made? And
Yes.
was there any pushback from him, or you felt that we were able to get across that?
But we've had a number of discussions on this. It's not look, I don't know what you picked up in Israel, but I got no pushback. Virtually none. Let me say it again. I got no pushback.
From the Israelis or
From-
from all the partners here?
All the partners. Virtually none. And this is, look, it's anyway, but I'm hopeful we can get some Americans out as well of Gaza, and then hopefully we can continue to work toward getting other Americans out through other means.
Can you talk about the impact of meeting the survivors and the first responders?
I mean, that's all personal. Look, I spent an hour and a half about with 17 or 18 before some of them, and I don't know how to say this. Virtually every mass shooting, every circumstance where a large number of people have been victimized and lost, I spoke with them. I learned a long time ago, which you've all learned in your life. When someone's going through something that is beyond their comprehension, that they've ever thought they'd have to go through, if they see someone who they think understands or maybe been through something not the same but similar, it gives them some sense of hope. And I always get criticized sometimes by my staff because when I go to these events, I stay for 3 and 4 hours and answer all their questions. But it matters. It matters a lot. And look, I'm talking. Some of you have gone through a hell of a lot more than I've gone through, and a lot more than other people have gone through, and you understand. So it's just people are looking for just something to grab, something that gives them some sense of hope, and that's if I can do a little bit of that, then it's it's worth doing. It's done for me. So.
Do you think it was necessary for you to come here to get this deal done? Was the in-person diplomacy aspect really important here?
What do you think? I'll let you answer that.
You joked about the House. Do you have any view of Jim Jordan and his predicament?
Do I have any what?
Do you have a view of Jim Jordan's current predicament, unable to secure the signature?
I ache for him. No. Zero. None.
Mr. President?
How about the hospital, sir? People all over the region are upset about the hospital and don't necessarily believe you or the Israelis that they didn't have anything to do with it. Do you have a message to the people in the streets right now?
Well, I can understand why in this circumstance they wouldn't believe. I can understand that. But I would not, if you notice, I don't say things like that unless I have faith in the source from which I've gotten. Our Defense Department says it's highly unlikely that it was Israelis, but if a different footprint, and they've intercepted some anyway. So that's why, if you notice, I didn't say it first. I wanted to make sure that I knew. And look, and I'm not suggesting that Hamas deliberately did it either. It's that old thing, got to know how to shoot straight. And it's not the first time Hamas has launched something that didn't function. Right? So I don't know all the detail, but I do know the people at the Defense Department who I respect, the intelligence community that I respect. It's highly improbable that Israel did that.
Mr. President, are the Israelis operating within the rules of war that you talked about last week being so important?
Good talking to you all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
I gotta get out of this.